of life, more for myself, like some sort of therapy session with myself. I should have maybe wrote down questions first and stuff. But my life has been totally ruined. It's been obliterated, and it's strange how people I did so much for, family and so-called friends, have not been there for me at all, and some of them have helped this to happen, some of them have allowed it, some of them probably wanted to help but couldn't prevent it, and some of them weren't there. Liz is like the devil. Liz, aka Mum, who's not my real mum. Very manipulative, two-faced, an actress, a snake, basically. Then you've got her neighbours. I'm cautious of one or two of them, to say the least. But I think just everybody who's been in my life, people I never, like, I was always in my own little world, doing my writing, my art, my stuff, and these excuse swearing, this ain't really for kids, these motherfuckers frame it like I'm some sort of fucking serial informant or something, and this isn't the case, and I don't know why they do that. I don't know if someone ever did shit in my name, yeah, I don't know if where it stems from, where it comes from. But yeah, obviously, touching on the subject of Illuminati, yes, I do believe in Illuminati. It's Freemasonry. There's a reason all the signs and symbols are exactly the same thing. And yeah, I do believe, it's like even that John Wedger lad said, he's the guy against paedophilia and all of that shit. It's bullshit. Freemasons run the world and that, and there is a new world order. There is most likely a, what's it called, a deep web, a deep state, or whatever they call it. There is a deep web, a dark web, and a lot of crazy stuff on there, and red rooms, kill rooms, where, oh, be careful now, I'll have a staged suicide like Epstein. I'll have that anyway. But yeah, I don't know if it's bloodlines, and if like the parent or someone around, or a lot of the organisation, or if one wants them dead, the others will have to do what is said. Because if they're in this brotherhood, this sisterhood, they all have to protect each other. So one could be a paedophile, but let's not focus on paedophilia. Sometimes in this world, it's like paedophilia is made out to be the worst thing, like rapists are supposed to be the worst thing, maybe, or something. I've had things happen to me that have been way worse than a physical rape. A physical rape can be over quite quick. It really can. Yeah, so Illuminati bloodlines. Do I think my dad's a Freemason? Yes. Do I think he's probably a lot more shady and deceitful than I know of? Yes. Do I think he's capable of a lot worse than I know of? Yes. Do I think he treated my mum worse, my real mother this is, worse than I ever knew of? Yes. Do I think he controlled her? Yes. Do I think he was probably a bad husband? Well, yes, his track record for being a husband is pretty awful. So they split up when I was about 8 or 9. She ended up being like literally a sex slave, or as the boyfriend would say, tease maid. Like, that's what he used to call my biological mum, this man called Dennis. Like, I'm not slaying him, I'm just saying my life story. I'll change names if anyone's got an issue. You lot are giving me hell. I don't see why I can't talk about my hell that you lot have made for me. So yeah, my biological mum was I've got messages to get back to you, but yeah, she was a sex slave, basically. Like, I remember her having, like, there's a reason I just hated Dennis's feet, is because she'd be made to suck his toes Literally, guys, it's not really funny, is it? It's disgusting, it was vile. And she'd pretend to smile. I didn't really get it. She had to suck his fucking toes, like, when he was laid on the sofa, from when I was like 9, 10, or I think 10. Having to move in with his 2 sons and this boyfriend there was hell. And then, like, times you'd hear, like, it hurts, you'd hear, like, rape, basically, and you'd hear all them sounds and shit, and it was horrible. No one wants to hear fucking sex noises every other fucking night. And I was in the room next door to Dennis and Elizabeth, my real biological mum. And, like, they'd have a lock on their door, and, like, times when she was crying or she had mysterious bruises, like, I'd knock on their bedroom door, he'd answer it with a big fucking smile on his face and say, oh, she just misses her mum, she's just crying because she can't see her mum. It was all way worse than I thought what was going on behind it, but anyway, he's a Mason. I've seen him, do his little handshake, make his little deal, but he's in that clique. Now, this isn't about Illuminati or Freemasonry or exposing anything. I mean, you'll wake up and realise what's happening if you ever go up against, like, if you ever try to disrupt the natural order of things. I don't mean necessarily speak on a not so popular YouTube channel. I mean, like, I don't know, say you went down to bloody Parliament and, had a cause and loads of people, and I don't know, they just paint you out to be crazy anyway if you speak of it, because there's a chance that kids are less likely to join it if they knew that. Example, as I was saying, what John Wedger said, when they're talking about, like, ending pedophilia or talking about, stopping all that, most men in the room laughed when he said how everyone would just pull up a trouser leg, because they're all sworn in and none of them can say or do anything about it. And that's the reality. If a brother commits a crime, it's a man's world. If you don't believe it's a man's world, you're very naive. But women can be initiated. As I'm basically saying that they've got to protect each other. They could be abusing whatever can be happening. If you're initiated, you can't do anything about it. There is said to be, obviously, rituals, altars, sacrifices and all that. I won't get into all that and the things that I do know about that and the things that I don't know for sure about that and all of that. Black magic exists. Don't know why it's called black magic. That's something I've always questioned, people. Like, why do you have black magic and white magic? And obviously people have to, like, do things to get that done. This is quite a strange world, isn't it? Making sacrifices to do magic. Now, I've been portrayed as a slut, which isn't what I feel that I am at all, because I could happily never have sex again, literally. Well, I'm not too sure if that would be the happiest way to spend the rest of my life, but I'm not a promiscuous person, I wouldn't say. I really need to have some order in how I speak about my life, but yeah, so my real mum disappeared at some point, and I'm naming no names, one person said she was, how can I put it without saying what they actually said, pushed down, killed, let's just put it like that, a long time ago. You got another person who's implied that she's blind and deaf somewhere, but I should not be talking about this. There's certain things I definitely shouldn't speak about, why it would be good when I've got, like, the ability to record stuff and edit stuff, and also to make, like, better gaming content and other things, and not have to ramble or rant, because I'll be able to make stuff of substance, you know what I mean? So anyway, it's a man's world, Illuminati exists, and those who think it doesn't are just asleep. And I'm just wondering if my family and friends all sold me out and are all quite happy with me being some sacrificial lamb. People know my life's been ruined, and there's a song I want to play in the background that Mike Righteous did, or Mike Reckless. I prefer him as Mike Righteous. I'm glad he's gone back to that, being righteous. So many lies. I mean, I could, like, I think I once did message this to my dad, you know, and I played it out loud, and men started looking and feeling guilty down a certain pub when I played it, like they were lying to me, and you know, they know more about my life than they let on. Seems like everyone does. That's why this song, So Many Lies. I think my dad's lying to me still about many a thing. I think he's half the reason I'll die too young. And I don't seem to have an option to change that. Here's a song.
So many times you looked in my eyes. So many when you said, do you love me? You left me behind. Said you were right, but you left me to dry. Said you wouldn't leave, but you left me to die. Said you was mine, but you wasn't on my side. You lied, oh, so many times you sold me a lie. So many times you stood there and lied.
So many times you stood there and lied. You looked in my eyes, you know. I could say that to my dad easy and mean it and be real. Could say it to many people, including my ex so-called best mate. Well, not BS.
Said you were right, but you left me to dry. Said you wouldn't leave, but you left me to die. Said you was mine, but you wasn't on my side. You lied, oh, so many times.
I just love this song. Like, there's a lot of people I could, someone else in mind.
Sad as your mum, daddy was absent. You never learned the value of one. Was sad as little madam, never had that masculine touch. Now you're lying when you're trying to find a man you can trust. Probably gonna fall for the first
Big up
man
Mike
that you love.
Righteous, though. This song,
it's
brilliant to me.
Mixing the drink with the drugs, not giving one single fuck till you're in a one-bed flat and you're a single mama, huh? That's what you done when you entered my life. You was empty inside. But in the start, neither you or I was trying to show our stressful side. Put that behind us, then we just pretend we're nice. We're trying to picture person as picture perfect. In time, issues surface, then we just realize that it isn't working. Just constant hate, don't cooperate. Just sharing toxic traits, and I can't concentrate with a suicidal force. Contemplate, and I can manage it sometimes, but not
never
today.
commit suicide.
Hey yo, what's the game's about?
Staying alive,
I
can annoy people by breathing.
Already breaking down, cause words left unsaid could fill a brain with doubt. I feel basic
That's
now.
true. Words left unsaid can leave a brain with doubt.
Now it's too late to turn around or change the route. Look what you become, I can't blame you, pal, but wow, I just fucking hate you now. Act like I ain't never seen you squeeze a baby out. Giving up on them years ain't no option. I swear I'm the only one prepared to face my problems. Yeah, why give a little girl family and then take it from them? Yeah, how you breaking every promise that you making and you claiming that you ain't a wrongin'? Huh? You stood there and lied.
Fantastic song, and I like the way it can be. That song could be, you know, interpreted and took in a lot of different ways, and shitload of meaning there. And it's not like he's naming a person he's wrote it about, so like it's multiple people can digest it, ingest it, whatever. And yeah. There's like a couple families who've been in my life that have not been family, even though they've acted close. I hate this man called Brett. I really do hate him. He's the devil, isn't he? I mean, even his wife's got that on her back. Literally, you know, a devil tattoo in his name and that. He's a master. Liz made a point of saying, he's the master, aren't you, Brett? in his house at one point. He's stolen, him and his wife, they'd steal like childhood things, toys, things that were mine that my mother bought me. Not toys though, ornaments, like things that I'd have kept, you know. Admittedly 2 or 3 were Star Wars things, but so what, I wanted to keep them for life. People have fucking just robbed me blind, peeps, and as much as I'm gonna soldier on forever and never ever commit suicide, it'll be staged if that shit goes down. But as much as that, I'm still suffering and struggling, and it's fucked up. Real fucked up. Alright. Just drinking some beer. Damn, my chest sounds like I'm wheezing or something. Anyway, so yeah, I took drugs because obviously, well, I saw my biological mum being like just a sex slave used, and the violence and all the arguing and just the BS that I was around, like the drugs, like school was an escape. I'd always try and stay there as long as possible. I had some happy years in my life, and I did amazingly well. Like, I came off all drugs. I was just on prescription Valium, about age 20, and then, like, I really should write this down before I air it. Yeah, prescription Valium, but that did me a lot of good, really. I remember when I was noticing, I'm not really supposed to talk about this, I'll get in a lot of trouble if I mention the whole mother thing, the dispute about is, you know. I mean, so I've got to try and avoid saying certain things, and it's quite difficult when you have to keep your mouth shut for basically a cult, a band of people. Well, it is a cult if you ask me. Fuck's sake, it ruins where I'm fucking going with this conversation, like the fact that the alcohol's finally getting in my system does. Thank God it is. Yeah, I think someone deliberately basically catfished me in 2017, but I knew that who I was talking to wasn't who I was talking to, and at a guess, I think it was some older woman. But like, that person, I played a game, I played up to this shit, right? I just kept on, like, they kept saying, and what else, and what else, and what else, as they asked me to talk about violent stuff, and like, and sexualized stuff, and so I did, because I was like drunk and bored, and I knew they weren't who they were, but I thought, what's the harm? They're not who they are. And also, it's creative writing. And I was on some dodgy prescription meds. To be honest, when I got a few prescription meds the other day, after I took them, I questioned if the pregabalin are genuine or if they're being switched again. Like, people can pay pharmacists to give you switch stuff, and off the deep web, yes, you can get drugs that ain't what they're supposed to be packaged as what they are supposed to be. So that does happen. The deep web's a whole nother world, isn't it? And the corruption, you know, it's like in mental health hospitals, people get paid. There's loads of backhanders to do certain things. When Liz scared me into a mental health hospital and stole $2,000 off me and USB sticks and all kinds of shit, they gave me my phone. I unlocked it and they snatched it out of my hand and then shut the office door. That was Elysium Potter's Bar. Most corrupt thing ever, and I think they took all my data. It is disgusting what goes on, and you know what, people? I don't know why these fuckers all these people in my life have put me through such hell. I hate family because there's no one good in my family. There's like one cousin Beth who's alright, like, and then Carmen and me, we was always cool back in the day. Edwards was cool, you know. Don't, like, shit. But I'm very suspicious of uncles. I know probably both Masons. I know one of them definitely is. They never, you know, they're the sort of people who'd let you have a replacement mum and not even fucking tell you. I can't talk about that fucking subject. I don't know. I'm not allowed, you know. I'll be risking my life if I do that. And some people think that, oh, if you expose it on the internet, you'll be fine. You're joking. You'll be fucked. You'll be sectioned. The police, the Metropolitan Police or any police have the authority to just section you. There's so much corruption. Jesus Christ, if only you had experience with it, people. You get people thinking that you can expose a group of people on the internet and boom, you're somehow rescued. No, you're somehow murdered. And what do you think's going to happen? Do you think 10 people from random places around the world are going to come and help you and be by your side, have a gun and fucking protect you? That's not going to happen. So I can't expose a lot of truth of what's happened to me. Right? I can't explain why I've said certain things. Like there was like a consensual, you could call it semi-consensual, this certain one violation, sexual violation of me that happened. I basically threw myself into that to prove that it had happened in the first place. Not only that, I'd gone back to this person because I just wanted to prove what they were, because they was making out like they hadn't had any interest or done anything with me, but they made me act like a slut. They made me talk like I had to do that, but it was part of an acting role. I had to act my fucking arse off and get my, just, you know, I just had to do that, and it was stupid, and I had to drug myself to even go see that person. And then people are probably thinking, because I think this person recorded something that went down. Now, I've been called an excellent actress for it. Just a few people that have told about this. I don't know what this video would look like. There's like a couple robins outside at the minute. That's kind of distracting me. But yeah, I don't know what this video would look like. It'll be a sex tape and it'll be on the deep web or shared about by some people. But they didn't see them. I must have met up with that person 4 times. I think they'd come down and they'd violated me the first time, but not the first time I met them, not too violently. I did call the police, like, I can't lie, because on that violation, that October 2012, I think it was, and I hadn't washed my clothes because I wanted it to be took serious. I wanted to make a thing of it, although God knows why in hindsight. And because the police just sort of made out like I was lucky that it even happened or some shit. They're corrupt. They probably, like, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, they just left and did absolutely nothing about it. That messed with me. Messed with my head. So I started, taking a lot of, like, hypnotic drugs. Zopiclones and like Valiums and opiates like codeine, not hardcore, not heroin. But then I had some old methadone tablets because I had to come off methadone March the 21st, 2011, and this was in like the autumn 2012. And like, obviously to see someone who's violated you when you're having to portray yourself as a slut, even though, like, you know, this person's talking vile sexual stuff that you didn't even know existed or know about. You literally had to fucking research it. Like, I think this might be easier if I say you when I'm talking about me. And, like, because my family didn't even fucking believe me. No one did, and even if they did, it's like, I don't know, that destroyed an artist, because I used to be good at art, and art kind of went out the window after this. My life's sole mission suddenly became, like, acting and luring this person in, luring this bitch in, and, to prove what had happened, and that this motherfucker was, you know, like, dominant over me. And the drugs, man, I ended up taking a lot of the drugs to even cope and deal with it, and deal with being violated by a woman. It's horrible. And having no one fucking support you probably or understand. And then I had, like, this stupid cousin of mine who was with this person and stayed with her even after what she'd done to me, and I don't get that. And then so I degraded myself mainly for my cousin, I guess, to show her that, you know, you're with a bitch psychopath who did this to me. So I'll fucking be a slut, I'll be whatever, I'll lure her in and trap her, and I'll show you for a fact, look, this is what's happened, this is what she's like, look, she's dominant over me, blah blah blah. This is how it went down, that kind of thing. I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, but yeah, so I degraded myself. I'm thinking about it now, it doesn't, like, why, I don't know what the end game was supposed to be, other than, well, I do, it's supposed to be them realizing, but I think the cousin already fucking knew that the girl was like that, the woman. I genuinely think that she was already controlled by her and already knew exactly what she was like, and just didn't. Yeah, thanks a lot, cousin, for fucking pre-warning me, or telling me. You could have come along and said, don't bother trying to prove this point to me, don't degrade yourself, just try and somehow get over what she's done to you. You know, no one actually came and said that to me. Like, you'd think your cousin who was with the person who violated you would fucking say that, wouldn't you? But nope, nothing. So, yeah, my stepmom, this is I'm totally jumping to a different subject altogether here. To a subject about my stepmom and how I don't think she liked me at all. And she made it hard for me to see my dad, and my dad wasn't there. Like Jamie and Jordan, Dennis's kids, used to sing Daddy Wasn't There, the song that was on Austin Powers. Yeah, well, your mummy wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? Like, they couldn't really, but yeah, they just, bullying me and bullying my mum was Jamie's favourite thing, I think. It was hell in the household I grew up in. I hated it. Social services got involved when I was 11 and I got to move out. And then just live with my mum and my little dog, Brandy. But when I was 16, yeah, Jamie gave me, or 15, Jamie gave me an ecstasy tablet. Didn't think I took it, so he put one in my drink. I jump a shitload of time here. When I was 17, he was buying research chemicals. Oh god, this ain't grassing, it's the fucking past. No one's gonna do anything about it anyway. So this is not fucking grassing me speaking on it. I've got every right to, because you lot have ruined my life. You used to put research chemicals. Do you want some water? I'll get you a glass of water. I thought it was him being nice, but no, it was him just, you know, putting research chemicals. He thought that he could own and control me like his dad did to my mum. And that's what I see now, clear as day. Like, so, yeah. And then he would have drugs that he'd get, he had some decent drugs, like, and he got me addicted to them, and then obviously, all of a sudden, the rules seemed to change and you couldn't buy them with money. Funny how that works. There's certain things that I'm avoiding because I can't talk about, and there's certain really serious and bad things that I can't really talk about. Family were nowhere to be seen. They were no bloody help. I didn't even really communicate with them apart from the times I saw them at their houses, which wasn't often. I saw my nana quite a bit growing up, but Liz will be listening to this at some point and trying to remember facts, because obviously she wasn't there, but she'll be trying to learn about these days. She's already learned over the years, but yeah, I think she's been around since 2010. Liz, my fake mom, who stole all my nana and granddad's money. I'm pretty sure Brett got a lot of that money, and so did Dennis Piercy, no doubt. If you look at them, if you follow the money, my granddad had £90,000 in just one bank account alone that went to my nan. My nan never spent that. She was bloody minted, and Liz took it all and forced her to. Her death was suspicious as fuck. I know it wasn't a natural death. She was forced to say she fell down the stairs. She broke her leg. But someone else broke it, is the truth. Wouldn't surprise me if it was Liz. Liz has a picture that's on Facebook of her looking scared with dilated pupils. She probably took a photograph after she did it. They're sick. They're all fucking sick. That's all I can say. One copper once said to me how she's not my real mum, and how it's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and how you've got to do something about it. I'm jumping subjects like crazy, but yeah. It's just how it is, isn't it? All this has been weighing on my shoulders lately. I'm curious who that catfish was. It's not really a catfish though, is it? When you know that it's a fucking situation like that. I genuinely have reason to believe that everything was on the deep web, like there's fucking cameras in here, which sounds paranoid, but believe me, it's not, because you know, the people I grew up around, like, you had Dennis, the biological mum's boyfriend, who was also with the Liz, the bloody replacement Liz, for years, up until 2017, actually. I say with, they never lived together such ever, actually, apart from, you know, before social services when I was a kid, and that was a different Liz. Oh, fuck's sake, I've forgotten the subject that I was about to speak on, the memory, the facts. Oh yeah, how he bugged his wife's phone and bugged everything in the 80s, like someone once said, imagine what he can do now. So, and other people have let it slip or done like some sign language code to say that I'm, you know, I don't know if it's a mind game or if they've got cameras and microphones and stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if they got all that in here. They've watched me deteriorate and laugh their ass off. But yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, you end up acting. If you think you're being filmed, you end up acting, and you end up becoming a totally different person and going fucking crazy is what you become. Anyway. Yeah, women are nothing in this world, and if you're not evil, well, I guess you're the victim if you're not evil. It's funny, there's some really nice, this is going to sound bizarre, but there's some heroin addicts I've met who are actually really nice people. Well, not really nice, because they still mug you off for money for heroin, but you can see how they haven't made it far in this world, and how, or why, they've ended up on the drugs. And then you got ones that aren't like that. It's like dog-eat-dog world, isn't it? Humans are actually worse than animals. Humans are obviously animals, I'm sure someone would say that, but it is a dog-eat-dog world. And I feel like because, I don't know, money, wealth in great quantity brings the crows. Everyone's just been leeching off me, and I think Dennis probably took on my mum because of coming from what these idiots call money. I mean, I came from a nice background, yeah. Who knows, maybe my dad only got with her because he wanted money eventually. Maybe he had a long-term plan. Maybe it was always gonna be this way, and maybe he was in with everyone, and I don't know. But people, honestly, you have no idea what the fuck I've been through. And if I had to kill one person, I don't even know which one of those lot I'd actually pick. Because, I don't know. My sisters don't like me. They don't seem to like me at all. They seem to ignore me. It's strange because Liz, yeah, she'll know conversations, she'll know things I've said. You know when you react to TV or whatever and you react out loud? She'll know exactly what I've said. How does she do that if there's not a speaker in here? A microphone, rather, picking up what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that there is. And I said to someone at one point, I'm on the D-Web, and then someone told me if I ever go on a certain part, there's a certain thing at D-Web. He said in all sincerity, it's all over. So it's all over for me if I find whatever that certain thing is. And then someone, I'm not going to say who, I think another one implied it, that my sisters were raped when I was in hospital, that Liz tricked and scared and lured me into in 2017, late 2017. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I do remember getting a phone call that, I mean, how stupid is it? You phone someone, right, it's an urgent thing, the person obviously gets shook up a bit because they obviously can't do shit. Like, why on earth, why wouldn't you have a number to be called back on, for fuck's sake? You try to call back on one of these gangsters or whatever number, whatever was going on there, and immediately you couldn't get through, you couldn't call back at all. That prior thing, that was like, apparently one person told me that happened because I knew too much. Well, yeah, I'd always known my mum wasn't my mum, and hadn't been for years and years and years. But yeah, I'd figured out that my aunt was murdered and that the money, you know, I'd figured stuff out, basically. So what, no, I think part of it wasn't just that I knew too much. I think they wanted to steal $2,000 that I had in cash that was mostly from inheritance savings. How can you do that to someone? Take the $2,000 that, you know, it was left to them by their dear nana, you know? How can you do that to anyone? I think Liz made me look like a bad person to some of my family by giving me a couple bits of my nan's furniture. Well, I say furniture, I'm not sure if a coffee table and a TV stand and a cupboard thing sort of qualifies as, it's not like a massive sofa, is it? But yeah, I mean, Liz told me everything was going in the bloody bin from her house, and I was the one who cleaned the whole house. Like, it was me. I had to lift and work so hard that day to I remember taking tramadol, lifting everything. I had to clean out. I was doing the work of a removal man all day with no sleep. And Liz had this stupid boyfriend Jez there, and he was like a thug. Well, he was a thug. He'd even kiss me at one point without permission, obviously. Sexual assault. He was drunk in my bedroom at my mum's, which, you know, says what kind of person she was with. He was always snorting coke in the downstairs bathroom. He was with her for money. Don't know what the fuck was wrong with her being with him. I think she's done it deliberately. I think everything's part of her stupid master plan. Yeah. Even though Jamie was a wrong'un, I never fucking knew that he'd lost his manners and fucking become an even worse person. For all the wrong reasons. I don't know, there was no chance of me, my mum, Dennis, Jordan, Jamie ever having any kind of happy family. Jamie was always beating Jordan, he was just, I don't know why he was so angry and such a, police were always called to the house from a young age. Whereas when I'd live with my mum and dad, when they were married, biological mum and dad, everything was good. And then my dad left and ruined my life by doing so. He'd found this woman, Karen, her name is, and he fancied, she was younger, and he tried to stick it out with, tried to say with my mum. She wouldn't leave him alone though, so he ended up going off with her. Originally, I used to think that it was almost a good thing, basically, because I got my sisters out of it. But now I don't think it was a good thing, because it ruined my life, and that bit has become more clear to me. And also, obviously, you've got the fact that my sisters, one of them ignores me. Then, for their age, they should be like supportive, and they should be helping their sister. They know I got some problems, some issues. They don't look up to me the way they once did. They just, I don't know, it's like they're just using me for money. I mean, when I've asked them about Christmas presents, birthday presents in past, so I'm not gonna do ever again. They picked the most expensive thing. I was kind of noticed that it was a bit obvious, and then I've gone and got something on top of that as well to give to one of them. I just think that they don't, the lies as well. The younger one don't realise, I know, that she's lying about self-harm. I mean, she'd have bloody scars if she was cutting herself like this. She'd be able to explain what it was like trying to hang herself if she'd really done that. I'm sorry, little one, but you said it, and because I don't believe it, that's why it's getting said here. If it was the truth, I would never repeat it. I'd keep it a secret, I think the older sister, out of my younger sisters, knows a lot of things. My little sister, at the minute, I managed to get an actual response from one of them. Her best mate, honestly, looks about 6 years old. She calls her Rat. Her nickname for her best mate is Rat. Doesn't really sound right, does it? And I can tell you why that offends me and why I think it's an indirect at me. It's like when I was in the hospital, right? You had the oldest of the younger sisters put a thing on like a spam, she called it her own spam sort of page. And like she'd made pictures like saying what I put in my mouth, like rude gestures and stuff. Like she's then, but it was what struck me. It was at the top, the bloody headline on Instagram for it. 2 mental health patients, 2 crazy hospital patients in 2 crackheads in a mental ward. I think that was aimed at me and my mother. If my real mother was really at the Priory on the Opal ward, which is hidden underground there in Potter's Bar, Lyceum Clinic, you can look it up. And defibrillator alarms were going off all night, on and off, on and off, on and off. Like, if any of that, like, if that was my mum down there screaming and crying, it was someone who fucking sounded like my biological mum, I'll tell you that. I don't know who that. And then I met someone random who said everyone knows. And that, everyone knows, and he started crying in the town centre in London. He's talking about me, like everyone knows, and then like starts crying and says to play the song I'm Sorry Mama. So if that was real and something really bad, without saying too much, I could say a lot much more, but I'm not going to. And someone please give me advice if this needs to be pulled down ASAP. Yeah, I think he thinks it's like, and play that K-Coke song about that Spider, the informant guy, and then about, fuck's sake, Are You Alone Now? And then Everyone Knows or something by Dappy, a song. You see, the thing that's suspect with this message from my little sister here is that she's my best friend. It's her nickname. Her nickname's Rat. Why would your best friend be called Rat? And why would she look about 8 when she's 14? Like, seriously? And also I've never seen her in her school pictures. Which is, it's all very strange, you know. I need to know if... I'm just going to say to this one, never seen her in your pics. Like, I wish my sisters did love me. I fucking loved them to death at one point. You know what I mean? I don't know what's happened. I don't know if I've accidentally put a phone call down and the dickheads had no number to call back. Oh wait, this one's changed her mind. Now she doesn't go to her school. Oh, how coincidental. Just because I've said I've never seen her in your pics, now she doesn't go to her school she's known since her baby. Really? What's her actual name? This is what I'm saying to her. Because this is bullshit. You're just making another indirect slide dig at me is what I'm thinking. I just don't believe it. I don't remember her from when she was a baby, even not that her mum would ever let me near her. My stepmom never let me see my fucking sisters when I wanted, or even as much as I wanted, and even I got told off for bringing too many presents. It's not just that, for fuck's sake. I mean, I once bought a drum kit for this little one here. I'm gonna ask her, do you remember when I got you a drum kit? When you was about 3, literally. I'll tell her the truth. I think your mum got rid of it because I used to buy you too many presents, and that's the God's honest truth. I used to buy them like presents, and then one time I got in trouble. Well, actually, my dad got shouted at by my stepmom for letting Reagan have a bloody lollipop that was in a Tracy Beaker like a Tracy Beaker thing. But anyway, the reason I don't like the word rat is because I ain't no fucking informant, I ain't no snitch. It's like the other day, there's some local bloody new age wannabe gangster who's obviously still a kid. And he's so dumb, he thinks fucking police are watching our phone calls. That's bullshit. Well, because I said something about how loads of, I was trying to explain where the lifestyle is, and he's so young and just trying to, oh no. I didn't even say fucking, I said one sentence and that could be interpreted like, I don't know, he got paranoid. That's the only way I can say it. He got paranoid and, well, paranoid as fuck, more like, is what this guy got. And then he thought police was watching the bloody conversation, so he pretends that, I'll read it out to you guys, fuck it. So he calls himself Calvin, obviously named after Calvin Klein, like my mate said. And I'm a bit worried, because he said that when he sees me on road, he's got something different for me. I mean, that could be interpreted in a lot of ways. Does he mean a knife or something stupid? If he goes there, I'll go there right back. I hope he knows that. And people will smash him up, and I'll make sure it happens, for fuck's sake. There's no need for it either. It's completely uncalled for. So basically, one second. Just clicking or something there. Right, so basically, he got all paranoid. And he's like, can you ring me and all this? He put, are they? So you're a snitch. I put, what the fuck? We met through drugs, because we did, reading it. I'm not going to say too much here, obviously, or selling. Why you think cops are watching? I put, why you thinking cops are watching you? Because he was acting like that. He was, because he said he don't sell stuff and all this bollocks. He suddenly went weird. And I put, oh, come on, to eat, are you paranoid? Who you think is reading this? He put, are they? So you're a snitch. That did make me furious. Like, I put, oh my god, AMG, I asked before, ask you actually, are you actually serious? You don't know me. You've got me very wrong, total wrong idea and perception of me. Is it you trying to call on private number? He says, nah, he's lying, because it was clearly this motherfucker. He's just lying there. It's like the time he pretended he had dyslexia just the other day. Or was dyslexic, rather. He put, no, but can you ring me so we can catch up? He's acting like we're fucking friends, and it's not that. And I've put, I'll call you at some point, not sure what we have to talk about as such. Chill out with the paranoia, man. I doubt cops would somehow watch a convo. Why not just text? Can't lie, Calvin, it sounds like a threat when you say you got something different from me on road. Am I taking that the right way? I know shit can get misinterpreted. So I thought, ask him best. He put, I mean a blessing. When I see you, I'm gonna thanks you for what you done for me. Not in a bad way. I'll buy you food and drinks. Like, what the fuck is this motherfucker on, people? I've been through a fucking hard life, mate. And this motherfucker, like, really? I mean, like, example, the kids upstairs, they don't have to hear their fucking mother getting raped by someone who ain't their dad. You know, saying it hurts and all that, and hearing that all night, and just crying in bed all night, and then you go and knock and ask why your mother's crying, and, like, you don't get an answer, you get a fucking guy smiling in your face, like a typical domestic abuse situation, smiles in your face, she's just missing her mum, because she can't see her mum, like he's banned my mum from seeing her mum, and he never did this to the fake Liz, only ever my real mum. And then, like, I fucking hate him. Anyway, fuck you, Dennis. That is my message to you. And stop making out that I give a fuck about anything that, oh, it was in real time too. He made a sly dig at me. I don't give a fuck what was in real time and what you've recorded and what you've done, Dennis Piercy. You know why? If you're listening to this, I'll tell you why. Because everything I've ever said and done I can back up, and you're an evil man. Duh. And you ruined my mother's life and mine. So anyway, after all of this, I can't be dealing with this little fucking boy. He's like a fucking, I don't know, some British, like a British Asian youth, but definitely, I say British because he's clearly born in Britain. Pardon me. His youth, he's probably under 20. He drives. He ain't got the best of cars. And then he's fucking saying, like the fact, like I said to him, it sounds like a threat when he says, "I got something different for you on road." I'm not fucking taking your bullshit, mate. You're a fucking kid. You're like 10 years younger than me. You've probably never seen half of what I've seen or heard half of what I've seen. No fucking way. He's put, I mean, a blessing. Is he talking in reverse? He probably means a curse. But when I see you, I'm gonna thank you for what you've done for me, not in a bad way. I buy you food and drinks. Why would I want a little boy to buy me food and drinks? Do you know what I mean? What's wrong with this lad? He's still thinking fucking police are watching this shit. Why would they be watching this? Has he fucking reported something? Not that there's anything to report anyway. Oh. I'm gonna put to him now. Stop being paranoid. Paraman. Being paraman. What are you talking about? What I've done for you is what I'm gonna put. What are you talking about? What I done for you? Another thing, yeah, someone reliable who does lie from time to time reckons she paid my stepmom £8,000 so that she'd let me stay there for a couple weeks in 2013, and she did that so she could be up north fucking threatening my nan. And I swear to God, if my stepmom took that payment, that is some fucked up shit. That's evil. No wonder she said, "Am I the wicked stepmom who's responsible for everything bad that's ever happened to you?" Like, shut the fuck up. I'm really beginning to think she's devilish herself, like, but she has a good part of her. I don't know if she sold her soul or what, but taking that money's evil to cause, because it led to a death. You know what I mean? I can't stand it. If she did that, then fuck her. I don't want my sisters to obviously know that's how I feel, but if she did that, they have a right to know what she is. That would be evil beyond evil. You never know, fucking eldest one might even know about that. So after all this shit I've been through, possibly my stepmom ruined my life, we're all laughing about it, like, she was basically taking the piss one night when she was drunk and her true colours come out. Her and her mate Alec, who was smoking weed around my little sister's load, right? And then fucking she made out to fucking the eldest like I was the only one who did weed. Her fucking guy she had staying there had weed in the kitchen. I wonder if my little sisters know that. Always had weed at the top of in the kitchen. He'd buy it in the post to get it sent to their address, and God knows what the deal was with him there. Makes me wonder, was he there to be a fucking bodyguard? I really do think he was, I'm not even gonna lie. It's very strange how she needed a man around a lot and said I took his room. It's something very suspect about that time, because she never liked me going around. Then all of a sudden she's fake as fuck. Oh, and ever since the time where she was paid £8,000 to let me stay there, she's never let me stay there again. It's all a bit strange, you know? My own family have fucked me over, but worse than I'm even saying. So, to have this little fucking guy talking shit to me, so I'm putting stop being paraman. What are you talking about? What I done for you? I haven't done anything. I wonder if he's talking in reverse and he means like it's a curse what I'm going to give you on road for what you've done to me. Do you know what I mean? Rather than it's a blessing. I want to buy you food and drink for what you've done for me. I haven't done shit for him. I haven't done anything for you. And right, what are you talking about? What I've done for you? I haven't done anything for you. You're confusing. You're confusing as fuck. Too paranoid. Too paranoid. And in all honesty, that sounds like a threat. what you had said sounds like a threat. I'm just writing this to him straight, people. Sounds like a threat about something different you're gonna give me on road. You're gonna give me on road. Because of lockdown, you've never even seen me with people on road. This is what I'm writing to him. Oh, it's gone and fucking... My phone, peeps, is just texting by itself. 1 second, I'll be right back with you lot in a second video. I might have to delete parts of this. But there you go, Life Stories, the scrappy version that I didn't bother to edit because I'm waiting on a... Well, new device, you know. I'll be getting that soon, you know, then I can edit stuff. I can't even do that right now. I ain't been able to do it for ages. So, peeps, I'll see you lot, you cheeky little, naughty little bastards. This has been a swearing video, kids shouldn't have been watching. I'll see you all soon, and let's hope people don't take another 8 grand to creep around me and be fake ever again. Peace!